Hi there, this is Sandeep Arora here. Welcome to my channel. My mission is to teach you AI so that you can benefit from AI in your life and in your business. Today I want to talk to you about evals and especially a method called LLM-as-a-Judge. Okay, so this might sound crazy. So, so what are evals? Eval meaning evaluations, and evals are a method to test your AI systems to make sure they are production ready, they are accurate, they are reliable, and the answers they produce are relevant. Okay. Now, within evals, there is a topic LLM as a judge. It's a way, it's a method of evaluation, among others. Okay, and the reason I want to talk to you today is, for me, it took a long time to understand, like, what is LLM as a judge? How can I, deploy systems in production without really testing like the way I used to test, in pre-AI era. Okay, so, and that's the reason I bring this topic today, because it's not talked about much, and yet it is the most important. Okay, so in traditional programming, testing is deterministic. Okay, if a user clicks on these buttons, this is what happens. If this data goes into this function, this is what happens, and it is binary: input, expected output. Now, AI systems like RAG or just prompt engineering, right? They are more probabilistic in nature. Okay, so they generate content many times, most of the times. Now, how do you evaluate the content generated, which could alter, which could change maybe? How do you evaluate that it is correct, it is reliable, you can make decisions based on it, and you can put them into production? So that's what evals are about and the difference. And let's talk about LLM as a judge. Okay, and then I'm going to show you a demo. And one more thing is, these evals are so important, especially LLM as a judge. They are used not only to evaluate before putting your AI system in production, but even to fine-tune. When you do RL, evals are used as a reward model. So bottom line is, evals and especially LLM as a judge is very important. And let's just take a look at it. Let's talk about it. Come on. Okay, so hope you can see the screen, the TV. I'll go into screen share mode very soon, but let's just take a look here. And this full deck, you can download it in the description. And today I want to talk about just the LLM as a judge, not full evals, because that's going to take some time. So let's go to, all right. So as I said, you can download this deck, okay, from my website. But let's talk about LLM as a judge. Okay, so what happens over here is already. So let's move this over here. Okay, so let's walk through LLM as a judge eval flow. On the left side is your AI app. Okay, in this case we are going to use open source GPT model, for the reason that smaller models are very cost effective. Okay, and in many use cases you don't even need large language models, you don't need big models, because they could be very expensive and you don't need them. Okay, so now we're going to create a ground truth data set. All this means is input and preferred output pairs written and created by domain experts. Okay, so this is what you want to evaluate against. You could also use synthetic data set, but we won't talk about that right now. So you have your ground truth data set. you're gonna pass all the inputs through your AI app, and it's gonna generate an output for every input. Okay, all right. So now you have three things: the input, the preferred output, and the generated output. And you don't know whether this generated output is correct or it's not correct, or it's there is hallucination embedded inside it. We don't know, and that's what we are going to evaluate. All right. So with this LLM as a judge process, we are going to take a bigger and a smarter model. So if you see over here, we are going to say we are going to use GPT-5. It is a bigger one, it is a smarter one, and to use this process, right, we are going to have to create a prompt in English language to evaluate the preferred output and the output against the input, okay, and give it a score we care about. Okay, so this prompt we write it, humans write it, and it's going to vary based on our domain and based on the scores we are interested in. And this is the thing which confuses people, that hey, with LLM as a judge, how is it going to decide? It's not going to decide by itself. You have to steer it, you have to instruct it, you have to guardrail it via a prompt which you write. Okay, and I'm going to show you an example, and this is where it gets complex, and this is where there is a big difference between traditional testing and testing in AI in the AI age. Okay, so let's go over to OpenAI dashboard to take a look. But just to recap, right, we are using a bigger, smarter model to evaluate the outputs generated by your AI app. Okay, and the way we are using it is by creating a prompt based on what we care about. All right, so let's take a look at an example. Okay, so OpenAI has been having some problems. This is OpenAI platform dashboard, but I'm gonna first show you. Okay, so let's take a look at let's take a look at how LLM as a judge is set up, so we can have a better understanding, we can get more grounded, because when you see it becomes much more clear. So this is OpenAI's platform, and I'm gonna create a evaluation. So here it is. So I'm just gonna click here. So you see this is evaluations. I have a few previous evaluations which I was playing with, and we're gonna create a new one. Okay, so first we need ground truth data that I already have, so I'm gonna upload it. I have a CSV file which has a pair of medical questions and answers. Let's take that. I got this from from Hugging Face. There are many data sets over there. So this is our data set. Okay, question answer, medical question answers. So this ground data set, this ground truth data set in your domain is gonna be created by domain experts. Okay, by people who actually know the task, they know the domain, they are experts. Okay, this is exactly how it's gonna look like. So now I think I have a few of them, maybe 50 or 100. All right, and let's take a look at one. All right, let's take a look at one. So a 27-year-old pregnant woman with some problem, what should she do? So this is one, another one. So I think I have 100. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll use another model to generate a response. So we're gonna give it questions, we'll see what it comes up with, and then we are going to evaluate the model generated output with the preferred answer. Okay, so let's say create new responses, and let's go to next. Now here it is. This is to generate the response. I'm just gonna say here demo gen. All right, so this is the system prompt. I'm just gonna say you are a medical assistant. answer, okay, answer the question in one word or few words. And the reason I say that is because our ground truth database answers are either one word or a couple of words. So we are telling this, we are telling this model to look at the question and generate an answer one word or couple of words, okay, and then we are going to use LLM as a judge to evaluate, hey, did this model, was it accurate, how much accurate it was. So I'm going to pick a small model, okay. So in production, generally, you have task specific, domain specific, smaller models, okay, so that they are efficient and they are not very expensive. So let's take, I'm going to take O3 mini, okay, I'm going to take O3 mini, and then, so this is my system prompt, and I'm going to say, all right, you have to generate an answer based on the question, okay, so this is the question, all right, so based on the question it will generate an answer. Let's move on. So this is kind of, we are simulating an AI app just to learn this concept, okay, just to learn this concept. But in your environment, when you are creating business applications, you might not put this, but you will put your own checkpoint of your own, maybe of your own model, or maybe fine-tuned model, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so now let's have a test criteria, and I'm gonna choose. So there are many ways to evaluate, and today we are talking about LLM as a judge, but there are other ways as well, okay. So let's talk about, so OpenAI, this is what you choose, and if you look here, right, it says use a model to assign a numeric score within your specified range. So this is essentially is going to use LLM as a judge, and we have to architect it, okay. So here it is. I'm going to say there are a couple of ways, but I'm going to say custom grader. So I want to create my own grader, and I want to use a larger, a smarter model for evaluating. So I'm going to pick GPT-5. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to say, so here is, this is, I have picked GPT-5 as a LLM as judge, and here I'm gonna say evaluate and score with this criteria. And I'm gonna say score 100% if match, score 75% if meaning is same, otherwise score 0%. Okay, what the heck, we're just playing with it, right? So your prompt will be something like this, like serious, but mine is a toy prompt for this LLM as judge. And then I'm gonna say, okay, it needs to look at the output generated and the preferred output, so you will get everything over here. So I'm telling it, look at the preferred answer and compare it to the generated answer. All right, I'm just gonna say here is the ground truth answer, here is the okay, so that's it. This is LLM as a judge, and I'm just gonna say, all right, LLM as a judge. That's it, folks. So that's what we did. We picked GPT-5, we gave it our toy prompt, we gave it what it needs to score and what to score, and we designed this. That's it. Alright, so just say save. Done. Let's go now to next. And now we can run it. It might not run because since yesterday OpenAI has been having problems, but this is a toy simulation, so it should run. I have had success the day earlier, but yesterday was very bad. So let's see. Okay, it's giving me an error, and it's saying that this reference is bad, but I know it's true because see, it's exactly the same match. I'm just gonna wait for OpenAI to fix this, but you get the point, right? You get the point. I hope you have kind of get a very strong intuition of of what this is, and different tools have different UIs. You can even use APIs, but that's how you're gonna do it, right? And there are some standard scores, and then there are some custom scores you can create. So relevancy score, accuracy score are kind of standards. You'll have them in every AI app. But then you could have some custom scores, right? So I've given some examples over here. So let's say you're creating a financial analysis AI agent. You could have a financial insight accuracy. Let's say you are creating a healthcare chatbot. Let's say you're creating a legal document analyzer. You could have a clause extraction precision accuracy. You could give it whatever name. You could give it whatever you can. Whatever is of your interest. Whatever is specific to your task, specific to your domain. You can have a custom evaluation for that. In addition to the standard, accuracy, relevancy, and fluency. So hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna see you soon again. Thank you. Bye.